our clients think about Novata and how we help the climate and how we help with emissions, I think of two things: trusted software and deep expertise. And so when these things come together, we're using Novata and our clients are using Novata, and we're working with them to do a few things. So one is in GHG capture, so emissions, scope 1, scope 2, scope 3, or working with our advisory teams on financed emissions, calculating PCAF scores. All of that can happen both within our platform and then with the help of our teams, whether that's our Navigator Plus options, which happens on platform, or again, working with our teams of advisory members who work in and out of this space every day. We have teams that work and collect that data, that go through those emissions factors and then bring that all together. So on our platform, we've done everything from collecting guidance, whether that is through greenhouse gas protocol, aligning those emissions factors, and making sure that our methodologies are really robust. So we've really uncomplicated the process and really unburdened companies that are trying to collect what's really difficult. It can really be complex and complicated and really kind of a daunting task, and made that as simple as we can be. So really taking and demystifying that process and breaking it down, and building out workflows that are as smooth as we'd like them to be, and making that kind of something that anyone can do, anyone can work with. And if you need help, we're there every step of the way. So whether it's guidance, whether it's in calculations, whether you need a helping hand with our CS or advisories or our metrics team, there's always someone at Novata that you can think of as kind of an extension of your own team. I think it's really easy to say in today's day and age, regulations, there's too much, it's so complicated. You could look and say CSRD, SFDR, CSDDD, why is there one more in this kind of, I hate when people say alphabet soup, we've got to unburden companies of all of this regulation. We just had the Draghi report come out, and people saying it's all too much. I see it as the opposite. Those are three regulations that are actually working together. And so we're at a really, really interesting time. And so as head of metrics and regulations, also have the luxury of working under our chief legal officer, we see this all as an opportunity to actually streamline data and bring it together. And so we do this through our technology in a lot of interesting ways. So one of those ways is metric tagging. So as you're reporting for one data point on our platform, through one, report many. So if it is for something like emissions, you can use that through many other reports. And it's not just regulations, but maybe you're reporting to EDCI. Maybe you are doing an SFDR report. There's lots of other ways you can report and use that data that's not just limited to one of these regulatory reporting aspects. So by fostering that interoperability aspect and layering in our technology, we don't want companies to feel that burden, but actually shift away from that compliance mindset and use that in a much different way where they can actually see it as an opportunity. So compliance in this case might just be the byproduct, but what we're seeing is actually a real kind of seismic shift in the way that we think about reporting and think about data. So for us, it's actually an opportunity, and we're trying to turn that on its head. So by harvesting that data and by using it in more meaningful ways, we see it more as an opportunity. So by reporting it in this one way, you can actually reuse it and recycle it, which is kind of ironic in a sustainability setting, but you can use it in other ways, populate your other reports, and gain more value. So you're not seeing and reporting it 8 more times for 8 different investors. You can actually pull that out and report in many other different ways. I think for us, I've got a number of colleagues in the audience listening to panels. I'm on a panel myself later. It's one of the foremost ways that we can come together. We've got clients here, we've got investors in Novata here. And so we love that it's kind of this place, it's in New York, we're based in New York, that people are really coming together around these ideas, and really conversations are happening both on panels, both on stage, but also offline. So the chance to meet, the chance to really drive these things forward. This is where a lot of conversations, partnerships, and decisions are being made and new relationships being formed. So for us, we're super happy to be here, really happy to drive these conversations forward. And it's something we always look forward to. So really happy to be a part of it, take place in these conversations, and drive many of these agendas forward.